Now, your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at 5.
Forced out, ECU's Chancellor Cecil Staton will be stepping down from the role after 3 years at the helm. A live report is ahead.
And we're checking back in on progress surrounding a troubled crosswalk in one Eastern Carolina city that's seen students struck by vehicles.
A change in leadership is coming to ECU. The university's chancellor, Cecil Staton, announced his resignation today after 3 years on the job.
We have team coverage this evening. We will join Matthew Herchick in just a bit. But first we turn to Kate Capodanno, who was at the press conference this morning. She says Staton mostly reflected on the successes during his short tenure at ECU. Kate.
Clayton and Stacia, Chancellor Staton only had positive things to say about ECU this morning, but that could be attributed to the non-disparagement agreement he signed last week, because the big takeaway at this morning's press conference was the fact that Staton did not initiate this resignation. Staton will officially step down from the position on May 3rd. Staton says there have been conversations about him leaving for a while. A UNC Board of Governors member said Staton was forced out. It's no secret that Staton and UNC Board Chairman Harry Smith have butted heads. I spoke with Smith today. He says he was not involved with this process at all. He says the interim UNC President Bill Roper and Staton came to a healthy understanding about this decision. Staton said he's grateful for this time at ECU, but told reporters there are just some challenges he was not going to be able to overcome in this position.
There are some dreams that don't get fulfilled, and there are some storms you cannot weather. And so we've made the decision that we think is in our best interests and hopefully in the best interests of ECU moving forward.
For anyone to assume that somebody of that stature would do anything that wasn't in the right and best interest of the system and the state is wrong. I also think it was a very healthy process, and I wish nothing but the best for the Chancellor.
Help with this transition period and will stay on as an advisor to the president and the interim chancellor until June 30th. And when asked if Chancellor Staton had any advice for the next chancellor, he said the biggest thing would be to listen and to talk to students, faculty, and staff. He says he just hopes this next chancellor has enough time to effectively do his job. Live in Greenville, I'm Kate Capodanno, WITN News.
Thank you, Kate. The chancellor's resignation is making waves throughout Pirate Nation.
Let's head over to Matthew Herchick, who is live outside of ECU Student Center for more on how folks on campus are reacting. Matthew.
Well, Clayton and Stacia, I talked to several students on ECU's campus today, and there were mixed reactions when hearing about Staton's resignation. As you heard Kate say, they talked about the positives during the press conference today, but among the students I talked to today, several of them said that they frankly were happy to hear about Staton's plans to step down in May, reasons varying from how and where he budgeted money for the school. Others felt athletics took a dip under his watch, while some felt that he was disengaged from the student body and didn't take their suggestions to heart. One junior that I spoke with didn't hold back, saying she felt the change would be in the best interest of the school.
He got here when I got here my freshman year, and all I noticed was that he was kind of a flashy dude, just wanted to spend money to make it seem like we were doing well, but really our athletics were struggling, our campus just wasn't great, our numbers were low. In total, of like people were coming here, people were coming to the games.
Now, Anna Allen there, she added the optics of the $1.3 million home purchase for Staton, among other decisions, didn't sit well with some of the students on campus. And while some of the students were pleased to hear about his resignation today, many of the students I talked to today said they simply didn't have enough information about what he did or didn't do during his tenure to have a strong conviction. Some students I talked to said they hadn't even heard the news. So again, mixed reactions from campus here today. Reporting live from Greenville, Matthew Herchick, WITN News.
Thank you, Matthew. The school says while Staton's resignation will be effective May 3rd, he will stay on as an advisor to the president and interim chancellor until June 30th.
A couple pop-up showers made for a mostly dry start to the week here in Eastern Carolina.
Plenty more sunshine to go this week, though. For a preview, we turn to Matt.
Yeah, I think the one factor that everybody is suffering from the pollen or the allergies, and this is going to be for the rest of the week. Not a lot of rain chances in the forecast. May get some rain in here Thursday night into Friday. Otherwise, this forecast can be extended for the rest of the week with the tree pollen being very high. So unfortunately, if you're suffering from that, expect this to last all the way through the rest of the week and the weekend. Now, temperatures are going to be improving by the time we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But we do have a weak front moving through. May notice a few scattered showers along and north of Highway 64 where temperatures are slightly cooler. That's a cool air mass dropping in from the north to the south. So tomorrow, take about 5, maybe even 10 degrees off of these temperatures. You got to factor in the wind as well. So the wind chill will make it feel more like the mid to upper 40s on Tuesday. Just put that in perspective. We'll put some numbers on that forecast map by 7 a.m. Another chilly start, mid 30s. Staying right around the freezing point, but kind of a touch and go situation. Not expecting a hard freeze in the forecast. 39 degrees by 9 a.m. You got clear skies in the morning, but also into the afternoon. Tough to overcome those northeasterly winds that are going to be drawing in that cool air mass. So highs in the mid 50s. We're actually going to return back to near 70 degrees by Saturday and Sunday. We'll, of course, fill in the gap between then and now in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
Police in the Netherlands said late this afternoon that the suspect in the deadly tram shootings has been arrested.
3 people were killed and 5 others injured when a Turkish-born man opened fire on a tram in the city of Utrecht this morning. Initially, authorities said the shootings were terror-related, but later police said it's too early to say what motivated the suspect. Video taken in the area where 37-year-old Gökmen Tanish was arrested shows police swarming around an apartment complex and driving off. Police arrested Tanish within hours of the shooting. The Dutch minister said the suspect had a criminal record and that it's too early to say the motivation for the shootings if it was terror-related.
Back here in the East, a high school student has been arrested for making threats against his school over the weekend, allegedly. Havelock police have charged Jason Gibbs Jr. with communicating a threat of mass violence on educational property, which is a felony. Police say the 18-year-old made at least 2 Snapchat videos against Havelock High School and school personnel. Police say remarks made in the video led investigators to believe that the threats were credible. The teen was arrested Sunday evening and jailed on a $50,000 secured bond.
Deputies say a man who led them on a chase this weekend not only rammed a patrol car several times, but spit blood on deputies as well. The Craven County Sheriff's Office says 21-year-old Dakota Fleeman of Newport was driving a stolen car on Old Cherry Point Road on Sunday, but would not stop. Fleeman ended up losing control and taking out a utility pole at Lake Road and East Stirrup Lane. After the crash, Fleeman tried to run away, but deputies quickly caught him. That's when officials say the injured man spit blood on them. He's facing a laundry list of charges, including assault with a deadly weapon on a government official and fleeing to elude. You can read all of his charges on our website, WITN.com.
State-approved changes are coming to a problematic school zone crosswalk where several students have been hit. Melissa Henry joins us live with more on a new Department of Transportation project that's been approved for the Jacksonville High School crosswalk. And Melissa, what changes are coming for both drivers and pedestrians out there?
Clayton, this sign here is just one of several that are strung along Henderson Drive here in front of Jacksonville High School, including all the way down to the crosswalk where that second student in the span of 2 months was hit earlier this year. Today, local officials are saying the DOT has approved a new signal to be put in at that crosswalk, and they say the hope is that it will improve traffic for both drivers and students on foot. New precautionary measures have been alerting drivers for 2 weeks now at the Jacksonville High School crosswalk, but an even bigger safety measure was approved last week by the Department of Transportation.
It's called a hawk signal. When a pedestrian pushes the button on the hawk signal, a yellow light starts flashing over the roadway so the drivers can see it. Then it goes to red so that the vehicles know that they have to stop in advance of the crosswalk. Once the vehicles are stopped, then it gives the pedestrians the walk signal so that they can actually cross the road safely.
This will replace the current signal that is supposed to give pedestrians the right of way instantly. However, cars don't always stop.
Most of the time when I do use it, I do watch out because, people out here don't really care.
When you do press the crosswalk or something like that, they still keep going.
Students say the city's recent additions to the crosswalk have made their final steps to school a little safer.
They also installed some rumble strips out there, which were very effective at bringing awareness to the crosswalk and the fact that people might be there.
They pay more attention now, especially with the bumps on the street.
Students and officials agree Henderson Drive is a busy road, meaning this trek to class may not ever be a walk in the park. But a new hawk signal is expected to at least make it safe. That new signal is currently being designed, and officials do not have a definitive cost or timeline yet, though they do say they hope it will be complete by the end of the summer and ready for next school year. Live in Jacksonville, I'm Melissa Henry, WITN News.
Thank you, Melissa. Jacksonville police continue to patrol the school zone and say they have not noticed any major changes to driving habits since new cones, lights, and rumble strips have been in place.
Rapidly melting snow and rainfall have made for disastrous flood conditions in the Midwest, forcing hundreds from their homes. We'll have a full report coming up.
First, let's head outside for a live look at the Bogue Sound. We'll be bidding farewell to winter later this week with some mild conditions. Chief Meteorologist Matt Engelbrecht has your full Weather Authority forecast next.